I'm ready. Are you ready?
Queensland fans out there in the crowd. Let's hear it from the Sunday Roller Girls.
Clearly not.
It's early.
Have we got any Adelaide's fans in? Have we got any Adelaide's fans?
Oh. Well,
It's a long trip for us to get here, mate.
it's going to be an absolute cracker.
All right, here we go. Now, can you hear me through those earphones?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you.
Oh, interesting.
In the white for Sunstate spinach.
We've got Trinket for the Adelaide.
Can you hear me?
Nah. Never mind, the show must go on. Here we are, lining up for the first bout for the Adelaides and Sun State. We are kicking into it straight away. It's Blue Renegade taking it on for the Adelaides.
Oh, and
Harry.
Harry Styles. Is it? No, it's a Harry Styles mini lookalike. Spinach.
They are a good lookalike, right? And making an absolute fool of myself straight away, it is Trinket that was taking the jammer duties there, not Blue Renegade. Absolutely ridiculous start to the weekend for myself. My apologies to both those ladies. Now, please tell me that that's Roller Stomper. That's
That is Roller Stomper.
That is usually her.
And I'm talking, and this is working.
her
Okay, great.
now I'm hearing you.
All right, up against Alice Affliction, number 6 for Sun State.
She takes the outside line, gets lead jam position. She has got some speed under those skates, right?
She's back around already. Roller Stomper still at the back.
She is just absolutely monstering her way through. Gets through eventually.
Roller Stomper just staring her down.
Yeah, this was a little bit of, I was hoping for a bit of jammer on jammer action and absolutely denied. A quick little cool off as Roller Stomper takes a little sit down. Oh, she shakes it off though.
It's a cold morning here in Adelaide.
It is damn cold, and for a man that wears lycra, I'm telling you, these cold mornings are not ideal for people like me. You know what I'm saying?
Lucky we have this desk in front of us.
Yeah, right? Huh? Gilly's in it early.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Look.
here with Fingerprints.
Oh, yeah, we should introduce ourselves. My name is the Fingerprints. We've got the Eagle, better well known as Gilly. Did you see the start of that jam? Both jammers crouched down on their haunches. An absolute...
Oh, and a Mo almost down.
a Mo almost down. Now, I like that.
As Mad Squirrels Wheels takes the lead.
I reckon she's going to have a fantastic tournament this weekend, Mad Squirrels Mills. She is an absolute dominant in when she's got that star panty on top of her head.
Spinach shaking her head. She's not happy about it.
Oh, she does a fist pump to say, yeah, we are on the board. Bobby Dazzler. She is lighting it up at the very front.
Doing her iconic dance at the start.
Alice Affliction coming up against her. She will not know what's going on behind with that little jizzle-jazzle dance routine of Bobby Dazzler.
And in the pack for Sun State, we've got Maiden Hell, who's a familiar face for the Adelaides.
Yeah, it's great to see Maids back in the Adelaide pavilions, right?
She's skated on this track a few times.
Unfortunately, wearing the wrong colours for Adelaides fans, but I tell you what, the Sun State fans will be absolutely rapt that they've jagged Maiden Hell from the Adelaides.
As Alice takes the lead.
Alice Affliction, as she approaches the back of that pack, is just seizing out what's going on. The outside line was her friend there. She just goes through with absolute ease.
Adelaide's trying to help their jammer out. Missed Alice coming around because she's pretty fast.
Bobby Dazzler, she has donned a fantastic neckerchief today, wouldn't you say?
That is a great word, neckerchief.
Yeah, right. I love it. It's a great start by the Sun State crew. And here we go. Ex-Adelaide lining up for the first time. Harry Smiles.
Harry Smiles.
And Trinket.
Trinket, you're a star.
There's got to be some strange emotions going on for Harry Smiles, right?
It's got to feel weird, yeah. But I think the best thing to do in this situation is play even harder and hit even harder out of respect for your fellow teammates.
Yeah, I like your theory there, but
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
That's what we say, and that's what they will do.
Trinket has just met a wall of white. Those Sun State blockers are just doing a fantastic job. Meanwhile, Harry Smiles takes lead jam position. She's wearing some great pink skates today. I'm suitably impressed on those little suckers.
Trinket's still stuck at the back of the pack with a 4 defense from Sun State. No one out there helping Harry, but that
it is going to take a bit of time to work it out, right? The general gameplay of the opposition each time you go out there.
Yeah, well, that's the great thing about a tournament is you're playing teams that you very rarely get to play. Unlike home teams where you train with them and you know their every move just about.
Yeah,
so
that's right. That's a good point, Gilly. I like what you're bringing to the table this morning.
Why, thank you, Mr. Prince. Now, I mentioned I had some stats.
Yeah, I want to know some more about these stats. While you are racking them up, there is just an absolute flurry of work happening on the corner of ours here. Both blocking packs are just doing fantastic jobs on opposition jammers.
Oh, and there's been a star pass from Trinket
Yeah.
to Ivy.
You can tell us a bit about Ivy.
Ivy is new to the league this year, so this will be her first game with the Adelaides, I believe. And she's made it through as a pivot. Awesome work. As Harry Smiles take a sit in the naughty bin.
Having a little bit of issue getting that panty on the helmet that time,
those
but
panties are tight.
yeah.
And those, I mean that genuinely, and it is a large helmet.
Yep, I get it. I get it.
Let's move on.
Unopposed by the lookout here, Ivy. Sun State Jammer taking a little sit down in the box, giving Ivy every opportunity to get some.
And she did score 4 points in that jam, so that was a 4-10 jam. And we now start with a power jam for the Adelaides.
Roller Stomper. She's going to get out there unopposed for the beginning of this jam at least. She'll be hoping that blocking pack out there of Crusher Ramon, Alcatraz and Victoria Bitter give her a little bit of a hand in trying to make a little bit of room for her to wiggle her way through. She is built like jello.
Yeah, she
Roller
is
Stomper.
flexible.
Even the
Trinket's still sitting in the penalty box, so we are one down. So there's unfortunately no one to go back and help.
Trinket makes her way out of the box now.
There she is.
It would be great to commentate the action, but we've just got a wall of black NSOs and black and white refs taking up every bit of vantage point from this point.
Both packs doing a great job holding up the jammers.
I've got a really good feeling that this weekend is going to be all about the blockers.
Oh, absolutely.
And every outside pack ref just says hallelujah because they have got to keep up with the action out there. And with blockers just keeping an absolute wall of defense.
People are sort of looking
work.
around right now going, what is happening?
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O Roller Stomper takes a little sit down, giving Harry Smiles an opportunity. It has taken, nearly 1.5 minutes
Wow.
to get lead jam from there. Wow.
Great work from both team blockers there.
I take off my imaginary crown to that blocking pack of both teams. What a fantastic effort.
Shout out to my wifey, Victoria Bitter in that pack there, doing a great job.
She
with
is
Alcatraz
good, right?
And Crusher.
Alice the Fiction coming out. She looks as though she's going to take up a lot of jammer duties for Sun State this morning.
Mm-hmm.
She's got legs that go for about 4 meters long. It's going to be tough work to keep her on track, I'd say.
Oh, and a big hit from Lady Vengeance out the front.
Lady Vengeance says, "You shall not pass!" Mad Squills Mills has just recycled her almost all the way back to the jam line.
She's like a magnet to the jammer.
A fantastic job done by these Adelaide blockers at this stage, really keeping it through. And all of a sudden, I don't know what the hell happened there, but now Mad Squills Mills has got the star on her head. And she is coming round for her first scoring pass.
As Alice does a nice, quick little call off.
Yeah, that's smart, right? That was smart.
But good star pass there from the Adelaides. I didn't even see it happen.
No, not me. I got no idea.
Yeah.
Luckily, we're not getting paid for this gig because we are absolutely horrific at seeing what's going on.
Hey, we got to blink, right? Bobby Dazza up against Spinach.
You love a bit of spinach? I love it sautéed with a little bit of garlic and butter.
Ooh, yummy.
You hearing
I'm
me?
a fan of fresh spinach, baby spinach.
Oh, Crusher Ramon. She moves her from the outside to the inside with no avail. Uh-oh, here we go.
A nice jump on the inside line for Bobby Dazzler to catch up
This
to
pack might
Spinach.
actually do a little bit of skating now. Both jammers approaching from the back. Let's see who's going to get the best of this track. Bobby Dazzler just knocked out by Sass and Bite.
Oh, and Spinach sent to the naughty bin.
There's a lot of work going on in that pack. It's hard to work out where to look because there's such good blocking going on from all blockers out there. Bobby Dazzler gets the inside line.
Great time to get some points here for the Adelaides.
She
They've
looks
now got a
over to
full
the
pack.
bench. They say, keep going, Bobby.
This is your time to shine.
She takes a little hip check, just says, why don't you take a seat here? I think it was Sass and Bite that had a little sit down. I can't be sure.
We now have no lead jammer, so this is going to go for the full 2 minutes.
Spinach back out on track as she's just weighing up her options on how she's going to approach the back of this pack. She takes outside, goes to the inside, met by Crusher Ramon and Alcatraz. Both doing a job on Spinach. Alcatraz, she's going to recycle her to the back while her cupcake friend Crusher Ramon takes a little sit down for some kind of indiscretionate behaviour.
Oh, and a great
wow,
Ivy at the
Ivy!
front.
She makes her presence known to the referee, who says, you can't do that. That went the full distance there. We still have two Adelaides blockers that will be taking their spot out on track, and it looks like it's going to be QT and Blue Renegade, a couple of pocket rockets up against a full pack of Sun State skaters.
And 9-12 in that last jam, so evening it up a bit more.
Yeah,
The
quick
score
score
is
check.
creeping closer.
I haven't attended any tertiary studies, but my mathematics does show me that it is a 15-point game at this stage.
Anyone's game.
Anyone's game.
Now, Flat Track Derby stats has given Adelaides a 2% chance of winning this game,
Are you joking?
and I like those odds.
Me too. How can we get on this? Any illegal bookies around here? There's two punters wanting to get on right now. Look at Crusher Ramon and QT working their way out there.
And the Sun State doing a great job of holding a bunny at the back there.
Harry smiles. He looks over at her box and says, you got it, girls. I'm going again with an apex jump. Stays on her skates. Holy smokes. I cannot believe that she stayed upright there. And another apex jump.
And Squirrel says, I like what you did there. I'm gonna
Anything
try
you
it.
can do,
Oh,
Harry
and she
smiles,
pops
I
up
can
the
do it as
front.
well. Holy smokes, Mad Squirrels Mills is a little high five from her teammates. Woo!
So 4 points to Swarm, nil to the Adelaides in that jam, but good pressure from Squirrels getting out quickly.
That was a fantastic little burst of energy. Alistair Flixon going out, a little official review, and for those punters out there that don't know what that means, I'm going to hand it straight over to you, Gilly. You can tell us what it means.
Well, we've got official review from the Adelaides, so they're going to be contesting a call made in that last jam. Now, there's no one in the box, which is interesting, so I'm not sure what they're calling for right now. Was there a jammer in the box in the last jam? I have Jamnasia, even though
Are
I'm
you
not even
joking?
playing.
I've got no idea what's going out there on that track at the moment.
Yes.
This is day one of our tournament today. Not forgetting that
We do have Honest Dave, who is our live broadcaster. He's just keeping a little ear out on what the problem is. He's going to let us know now.
So Derby fans, thanks for joining us here. We've got an official review going on. Adelaide.
Lots of laughing in the middle there, so that's nice.
Oh, Adelaides, they are believing that it should have been a cut track penalty issued.
But Adelaide are claiming that she re-entered the track in front of 3 other of...
Oh, that's a big call.
Wow.
Claiming a 3-pack cut. Officials.
So she saw the skater, the jammer saw the skater that hit her go down and thought, I can go back in, but may have cut 3 others in the process. So we'll see what the refs say.
believes that the Sun States jammers' wheels did not go out of bounds, so that official review was unsuccessful. Adelaide lives their official review.
Oh, that's the first official rule down, and it was an unsuccessful review by the Adelaides. They lose that official review now.
Say, that was one of the quickest official reviews I've seen.
Yeah, we are on a tight
pretty
schedule
sure.
here, Gilly. There's none of
True,
this
true.
milly-mally sitting in there. Let's talk about our best scone recipes.
Yeah.
It's down to business and finding out if we agree or disagree.
I do like the benchy from the Adelaides commitment, Ra, who is still talking
She
to the
is
refs
still
about
giving
it.
it to Refalicious, if I'm
And,
pronouncing that correctly.
I'm not sure.
That's giving them something to think about, though, right? Hey?
Yeah, we are watching.
Alice of Fiction, she's going to take it back to the jammer line.
Adelaide's got a lot of glittery stuff over there too. Oh, what's happened?
It's a bit of a scramble at the start of this track. Alice of Fiction, she makes her way to the front
Ooh.
and gets lead jam status. Meanwhile, Roller Stomper takes the inside line and she just pops out the back. Not too far behind Alice of Fiction, who meets up with Crusher Ramon's hip check.
Wow, and she just stayed her own there, Alice of Fiction.
She just
That would usually
coughs
send
on.
skaters off the track, but she just took it and kept going. So
Roller Stomper got a great little assist on the inside line, picks up 4 valuable points for the Adelaide. She gives a little smile over to the Adelaide's crowd.
so even scores there, 4-4.
Oh, it's all tied up.
In that jam.
Okay. Making a mocker of me early on, Gilly. Thank you so much.
My apologies. It won't be the last time. All right, Bobby Dazzler up against Spinach.
The penalty box being pretty clean so far. The girls are being very, very good out there on track. And without too much resistance whatsoever, Spinach gets lead jam status.
Bobby recycled back by Indigo Fury.
There's no pack call. Suddenly they pack all come in together. Bobby Dazzler meets up with Indigo Fury one more time. She gets around.
Lady Vengeance sent to the box. No pack.
Spinach, she is calling her own shots out there to her own bench, saying, I am good to go one more time, and proving them exactly correct. She gets around again. Well, Mosquito taking a little sit down on the track after a little bit of Indigo Fury action. Spinach takes the hit.
Takes a hit, pirouettes around as Mo is sent to the penalty
Mosquito
box.
gets a high block penalty. She looks at the ref with a little bit of a, you sure about that one? But
Spinach doing
wow!
some great shoulder work.
Holy
and
smokes!
pirouette around there.
That would be something the Australian Ballet would be interested in seeing, I'm sure, because that is something that, man, that impressed me at the
That
least.
was skillful.
Holy smokes. Lady Venture's not going to let her do it again. QT gets sent to the floor by Rattling Bone. No, I think it was Blockadole Dundee, in fact. Blockadole Dundee. She is just creating gaps that the Spinach Jammer is just going, thank you kindly. Mosquito back on.
Spinach really working well at breaking out
There's
the
a-
Adelaide's pack on the apex.
Spinach has had enough with that one. Calls it off. Hell, she racked up some points there.
30-point jam to
30-point
spinach.
jam.
That's why you should eat your vegetables, kids.
Popeye was right. Get on the spinach.
Trinket up for the Adelaides against Alice Affliction.
Looks like we've got a clean box. All blockers out on track. Going to be making it especially difficult for these jammers. Alice Affliction just takes the outside, is pushed out by Alcatraz. There is scramble in there. It's like a washing machine of footy jerseys after a Saturday afternoon. There is just skaters going everywhere. It's hard to pick out who's got an advantage here. Alice Affliction, she's at the front of the pack taking it on.
She has been pointed to, so Alice is lead.
Those 4-metre long legs have found their
They are
way.
incredibly long legs, aren't they?
Unbelievable.
I feel like they're above, her hips are above everyone else's, and that gives her a distinct advantage.
Yeah,
Some
absolutely.
sort of physics way. Talk or...
I think I mentioned it earlier that I have never attended any tertiary studies, so this talk of physics is just making more of a mockery of me than normal.
And I've never taken a physics class, so I don't know what I'm talking about either. Quality.
As long as you sound like you know what you're talking about. Alice Affliction backwards on the inside.
Pops Ivy down and takes a little spin.
Oh, a little bit of team-on-teamer action there. Ivy takes out her own teammate.
Trinket still at the back of the pack.
She is having an absolute shit of a time with Maiden Hell, that's for sure. She is wearing also a fantastic neckerchief, Maiden Hell. Oh, that's a huge hit. Alice Affliction just puts Ankle Grinder down and just says, if you're in my way, I am going to put you down. There are bodies just flying around. Holy smokes, people.
Oh, and Ra is in there in the middle again. There's something she's not happy with.
I'm pretty sure that Ankle Grinder is still looking for a jugular out in the middle of the track somewhere. She's not happy with a no call on that front hit.
Falling on your ass is the worst kind of fall. It kind of jolts the brain when you're not expecting it.
I agree with you there. I mean, maybe falling on your head could also be up there.
Yeah.
But because we're wearing helmets, hey, we'll take that hit.
There's no helmets on our bums.
Yeah, that's well, if there is, maybe there's something. That could be a line of products that we could explore there. Meanwhile, after talking about our product placement, we are going to get back into the derby action with Roller Stomper, who's taken lead jam status, and a jump of the apex gets the 4 points. Harry Smiles, she's got out of the pack for Sun State.
Now, Adelaide's are at the back there, so she's going to get some points for Sun State as
Roller Stomper, she hits that pack backwards, trying to get her hips in there to get some quick points. Blockadile Dundee, she's doing a fantastic job out there. She is basically taking it on by herself.
Pinch of Salt and QT doing a good job of holding up Harry Smiles. As she
Indigo
manages to stay in on the track there on the outside.
Indigo Fury takes a little sit down, and Roller Stomper, she's been recycled back, giving Harry Smiles now the advantage. Pinch of Salt, she knocks her out and recycles her all the way back, giving Harry Smiles a little chance to catch her breath.
Roller Stomper being recycled as well, so this pack could go back forever, but it's been called off by Harry Smiles.
Good idea, I think. A quick score check. The Adelaide is at 33.
And Swarm 91.
Damn, it's
anyone's game.
Anyone's game. One good power jam and everyone is back in it.
Last time the Adelaides were up against Sun State, it was a convincing win from Sun State, 309-48. That was in April this year, so the score gap is definitely a lot closer.
It sure is. That's fantastic information there by Gilly. I'm assuming you were there to kind of lock in that kind of information.
I can't remember.
You weren't?
I don't know. Harry
Wow.
Smiles is out. She looks like Harry Smiles, but it's spinach. I apologize. Please delete that. Madsgrill's still stuck at the back, but spinach is not lead.
There's
So lead still available, I believe.
Rattling Bones. She was down on the ground and holding her fingers as if some kind of skate on finger action may have occurred.
Perhaps they'd been rattled.
And back we come, all the way back to where we started, folks. And even further.
Squeal's just having a chat with Ankle Grinder while they go all the way back. I think there might be some Eat the Baby happening.
What? What?
Oh, no, they didn't go back far enough. I think the Adelaides got onto that.
And now we're going to see a little bit of
Oh, here we
jammer
go.
on jammer action. Mills, I'll give that one out to Madsgrill's Mills. She won that little battle. Takes a little sit down when she hits that pack of Sunset blockers. On the outside, there's a lot of whistles going on. I'm not sure what's got.
Cut track call for Sun State.
Madsgrill's Mills comes out in top.
And she gets the lead.
Gives us a little thumbs up, I believe. It could have been to her own box, but I'm going to claim it as us. She gets
Alcatraz
down
just
low.
waving down the refs 'cause she has
Indigo
the jammer
Fury,
at the back
she's
of the
about
pack.
6'6", I'd say, and it's a long way down for her. But did the job and recycled Madsgrill's Mills a long way back.
And that's a 2-minute jam there.
That is fantastic jam by both jammers, blockers from both teams. Another
right.
official review, this time called by Sun State, I believe. We have who?
Oh, yes.
Both captains now sneaking out to the track to discuss this little official review.
Eyes are on the Adelaide's cheer squad, who are, I think, world renowned for being probably the best cheer squad in the world. I am a little biased, but they are lovely. Ooh.
They are amazing. And there's no problem about pulling out those stats because I am 100% behind you. They are a fantastic cheer squad. Just waiting to hear from Honest Dave on what this official review is all about. Let's have a quick listen.
Craig from the Sun State Roller Girls believes that a charging penalty should be applied to the Adelaide Jammer in the last jam. I think it was Rattling Bones was down on the ground, and according to Sun State, the Adelaide Jammer changed direction, skated over her fingers, and smashed into her shoulder.
So you were right there. There was some skating over fingers.
I
action.
think you'll find that I did mention that a little earlier in the jam, Honest Dave. But the actual official review is on a Adelaide Jammer charging up against Rattling Bones, who was on the ground at the time. There's an allegation that the direction was changed by the Adelaide Jammer, therefore hitting a little bit of contact of the fingers of Rattling Bones on the ground. That's a lot.
Interesting call.
That's a lot of penalties that I know nothing about.
I would like to shed more light, but charging penalty, I don't know.
No.
It's a new one for me.
The only charging that I'm quite aware of is the charging of my credit card from my wife and child.
I charge my phone.
Oh, yeah, good one. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
a little bit of phone charging.
Let's see if the jammer was charging. And I might as well just point this out now. Ral is my beautiful girlfriend. She's on the track at the moment. Love my life.
She is
Woo-woo.
beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Doing a good job as Benchy of the Adelaides, along with Plan B and Crafty.
They agree with the assessment of the Sun State Roller Girls.
Way.
The charging penalty should have been applied to the Black Jammer. Adelaide.
And a great little turn of events here for Sun State. That official review has been upheld. The charging offence
Wow.
is actually being applied.
I think you can look around the crowd and there's a few open gasped faces that official review went through.
Yeah,
So
hey,
good work from Sun State there.
That is a fantastic official review by Sun State. Regardless of whether you know anything about what a charging penalty is, it has been upheld. Alice Affliction taking full advantage of being out there by herself as the sole jammer in a power jam position. And that pack has picked up a little bit of pace now, whilst the Adelaide blockers one by one try their best, but Alice Affliction is too quick, even skating backwards.
She makes it look very easy. She's a very calm skater.
She does. It's like it's no worry at all for her out there, and just puts down Lady Vengeance.
So we've got the jammer, Matt Squills Wheels, who was stashing the panty at the back of the pack, who is now out. Alice Affliction coming around again.
Pack is getting a little bit of pace on it. Squills gets down nice and low, takes on that wall of white. And at this stage, that wall of white is doing a fantastic job of keeping her at bay. It's a bit of a mad scramble on corner 2. Alice Affliction is basically a 1-on-2 with Lady Vengeance and Victoria Bitter. But meanwhile, Mad Squills Mills finds her way around to pick up some points.
Alice Affliction just looking at her options, and she decides to call it off.
Not before Mad Squills Mills just picked up a couple more points.
A couple, more like 4.
The jam ref puts up 4 fingers and says, yes, you can have it. Does that say Angry Badger? Is that his name? He doesn't look so angry.
So 8-14 jam there. And now we have Bobby Dazzler up against, a new jammer, I think. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. What is wrong with me? That is actually Harry Smiles. If anyone could deliver coffee, that would be great. It is the morning.
Harry Smiles takes a little sit down on her face. I'm not sure what happened there, but Alcatraz is taking a sit down. I think she's saying worth it. But meanwhile, Harry Smiles, even after copping one and kissing the concrete, she comes out as lead jam.
And Adelaide's coming back to help their jammer, but...
Takes a jump over the apex, about where she left a lipstick stain by taking a little sit down earlier on. Maybe she didn't want that lipstick on the bottom of her wheels. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and Victoria Bitter takes a star pass.
This is the first time she's had the star on her helmet this morning.
Great star pass there as Harry Smiles sees Victoria Bitter coming around and goes, hell no, I am calling it.
Pretty good call, because Victoria Bitter was hot on her sphincter to get some points, I reckon.
Harry knows what those long legs can do.
Yeah.
One step and it's 4 points. Boom. And we've got Trinket up against the actual Spinach. Getting there.
We'll be better in the second half, I promise you folks, I promise.
Don't make promises we can't keep.
No, true story. We could be just as crapola in the second half.
Stay tuned.
A scrambling start. I cannot see what's going on there. Looks like Blue Renegade has put down Spinach and recycled back by Pinch of Salt.
Great teamwork there from the Adelaides.
Meanwhile, Mo Money at the front of the pack there for the Swarm is holding up Trinket. A little hop and a skip and a jump, and Spinach comes out on top to get lead jam. Pinch of Salt is going to have a little sit down. Not sure what she did out there to court the attention of the referees. Just brutal away through that pack is Spinach.
Cutie giving her a go at the front, but
she's got a little bit of a grimace on her face there. Spinach, she might be sporting a little bit of a whack somewhere. Trinket now not looking as damaged as she gets around the outside of that pack. Still on her haunches there, Spinach. I'm no doctor, but you can call me Dr. Fingers if you like, but I believe that she might be... What? I believe she might be carrying some form of injury out there after getting whacked by someone. She has a look over to her bench saying, do I really got to keep going? They say yes.
Yeah, Sun State seem to be dragging out the jams now. Which
meanwhile, Maiden Hell is just absolutely making hell. No.
She
No.
is blocking out of play.
It was a good finish off to that pack.
And Sun State call it, but a little bit late. Trinket manages to score 2 points in that jam.
Good little pickup there. Trinket just whipping in quick enough to grab 2 points.
Oh, well, they're important at this stage of the game when it's so close, 55 to 129. I'm still confident for the Adelaides.
Yeah, someone send that bookie our way, though. Those odds have really got to be starting to blow out now. We are willing to get on board. Alice Affliction. She's been, like, this is her 50 billionth time at the line and looks like it's her first. She is absolute cardio queen. Wow, where did she come from?
Roller Stomper takes the outside line and just shoots through.
She's done a fantastic job of just being a little bit ghostly out there because I didn't even see her get through.
Whoa.
Takes a little tumble. Wow! And like Sally Pearson, she just hurdles with absolute ease. Indigo Fury, you need to get yourself down to the Australian Institute of Sport and do some kind of audition for
Sally. She's the new Sally,
Yeah.
the hurdler.
Oh my God, cousin Sal. She's a great friend of mine. She's not really, but we just share the same surname.
I can't think what it is.
When she's on the top of her game, I claim her as my own.
Fair enough.
A little jammer on jammer action there, Spinach. She was not happy with me saying that she was sporting some kind of injury. She's come out 100% health.
But Mansfield's Wheels take the lead, despite the little jammer Biffo.
Oh, hello. That's some kind of Biffo has ended up. Oh, no, on the way back to the box. Spinach has got a little bit of friendly fire.
Mansfield's Wheels just getting so low in that coming around the apex there, but still managed to hit the concrete.
Oh, bang. And just like that, Mo Money says no, Mo Money.
What is...
I'm not sure what's happened there, but a little bit of misunderstanding of what was going on. And
it doesn't
that's
look like a track cut, but it looked like a track cut. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, she certainly gave a decent frown.
There's a lot of confusion
going on, saying, what the hell is going on?
It looked like she was called for a penalty and then sent back on, and then...
Did you say she looked a bit pouty?
Pouty? Let's move on.
Moving right along, and there's whistles galore. I'm not sure who's been issued something there. I think Lady Vengeance has taken a seat. But meanwhile, Spinach approaches the back of this pack, takes the outside line. QT pushes her out, recycles her back.
No lead in this game, so...
This is going to go the distance, folks.
Ooh.
A little bit of an out-of-play action there. QT takes on. She has just a one-on-one with Spinach and recycles back. We're going the distance. Just a lazy 13 seconds to keep going out there, ladies.
And this will be the last jam of this first half.
4-point pass for Spinach.
Will's just trying to get all the points she can.
And I think that'll do it, folks. We'll just have a quick look over towards the referees. They are going to give us a rolling whistle for intermission, will they? No. We're going to claim it as an intermission. And at the halftime break, we have the Swarm on 133 and the Adelaides just on their tail at 62. This is still anyone's game. We'll be back in about...
second half.
Big second half coming up. Make sure you tune in. We'll see you in a couple of moments' time. There's that rolling whistle.
There we
got
go.
it there
It's
officially.
official. Thanks, refs.
We are back on deck, Gilly. Any chance you could get your headphones on in time?
I'm here.
All right, yeah, we're back.
Let's do it.
With 6 seconds to go, we have recomposed ourselves.
Ready for a massive second half.
Yeah, it's going to be a great second half. It's our very first time boutcasting for me and you.
It is. It's
Same
my
for
first
you.
time too.
It's like being at home and yelling at your wife and child, but you just don't know whether anyone's listening.
Yeah, it is weird, and you don't know if we're entertaining or if we're just annoying.
Or offending.
Yeah, so we apologise for anything and everything, and let's get on with the derby.
Yeah,
We've got
right.
Two jammers out the.
Whoa,
out
it's
the
a jammer on jammer, and Spinach. She cops a forearm straight to the face of Roller Stomper.
Roller Stomper going down and hitting her head, but she looks all right now.
She gets up and down like and does a huge apex jump.
Apex jump.
Oh,
and called for a
the cut.
even though she is skating back behind the pack.
Oh man, that was going to be a fantastic highlight reel.
Interesting call that, because she did attempt to go back. Anyway, it will be a short time in the box as Spinach has just spent a few seconds there.
Yeah, so Roller Stomper will only spend the same amount of time in the box as Spinach sat, which by my calculations wasn't the full 30. But we'll leave that up to the professionals, shall we? Those fantastic penalty box folk.
The box timers, our awesome NSO crew.
And we'll do a big shout out to all officials and NSOs this weekend.
We love you.
Without those guys and girls, it's basically just a really expensive social skate. Roller Stomper, she loves that inside line, but Mo Money just blocks off that gap that she just took the jump on prior to.
Spinach makes it out at the front. Oh, and
just getting smashed at the front there. Roller Stomper stays on her feet. Spinach on the outside track just scoots around mohawking her way through.
really working the track, going from the outside to the inside to get through
These packs
there.
have finally picked up a bit of pace. And with the pace of Roller Stomper, she was able to gather in those 4 points.
So an 8-9 jam there, which is nice and tight to start the second half. Anyone's game.
It is absolutely anyone's game. I'm not sure. No, I'll just cancel that thought and just stick with what
Let's move on from fingers, thoughts. Alice Affliction just tripping her way through to meet up with Mosquito and Blue Renegade taking her around the outside.
Nicknames not allowed.
Reynolds! Oh, it's so hard not to say.
Mosquito just doing an absolute piece of work on Alice Affliction. One-on-one.
But
That
getting
piece
sent
of
to
work
the
has come
naughty
to an
bin.
end.
Sometimes it's worth it.
Worth it.
And that's Wheels getting taken back as well by...
We have literally gone 30 seconds and achieved nothing here. We are within the very first jam starting section. And just absolute Veronica
Close. That was one you even practiced, Fingers. Come on. Veruca Salt did something that Fingers liked. As Alice Affliction...
I practiced that all half
Mosey's
time.
on up. Mad Wheels but still stuck in a massive tripod as Mosquito just tries to provide some offense, which helps in the end.
Both jammers have found their way out to the front of the pack now, thank God, because I tell you what, it is tough work in there. Holy smokes.
Lots of yelling happening.
Big cool off before any. Did anyone get there in time? No.
Swall managed to score 5 points that jam.
Bobby Dazzler and Spinach taking it up. Oh, look at this 4-point positioning by the swarm blockers.
This is an interesting
I've
start.
never seen this before, but I tell you what, I like it.
What's going to happen here?
Yes.
So
this
by
is-
that we mean they're taking the 4 points of the start area and they've just sort of skated together. So that was a bit of an anticlimax.
Nah,
Nah,
yeah, no
all right.
cigarette required after that one. Anyway, Spinach takes a cut penalty. That four-poster start didn't really pay off for Sunstate that time, but Bobby Dazzler takes full advantage. Gets lead jammer.
Maiden Hell sent to the penalty bin.
I think that was for a multiplayer block, leaving the work done to be all the work to be done by the 3 remaining blockers out there. Sass and Bite did
Great
her
teamwork
best.
there from Adelaide's, just helping Bobby Dazzler through.
Here we go again, Sass and Bite. We got Mo Money.
As Bobby Dazzler hits that tripod, and she is a strong hitter, and Sunstate didn't budge an inch, so that just shows the strength of their tripods. As Spinach is back on the track, and
Just
very nice.
oh wow! I don't even know how to explain that.
inside hippity hoppity apex jump twist.
Yeah, the
think
hippity hoppity apex jump twist
That's the
is
official
what we'll
term.
go with.
Yep.
Wow! If Spinach was out to impress me, she has succeeded.
You've really impressed me, Spinach. You can't stop progress. And the actual Harry Smiles is up against Trinket.
Just double check that, Gilly. Are
Yeah.
you sure? Trinket taking
I'm
up a
pretty
user
sure. We said in the second half we're going to do this right.
position. We were going to be better.
And so far, we're heaps good.
Self-appreciation.
Well,
We are all over that
We're talking
Trinket.
to ourselves here. Trinket gets the lead.
Who knows if anyone's ever going to hear us?
I have a feeling someone will. Harry Smiles makes it through.
I'm going to make my wife, Mrs. Fingers, definitely listen to it. Good little jam there for the Adelaides.
Closing that gap. Let's do some quick math here. We got
Right, let's see you.
64 points, I think.
Good one.
Correct
That's
me, anyone.
No, well, hey, math's not my strong point, so I'm just going to make the assumption that you're smarter than I, so we will go with it.
It could be very embarrassing for me later when I actually work it out. All right, we have Roller Stomper and Alice Affliction just sort of hanging out together. Like, hey, this is my line.
Wow,
I'm going to take this line.
Sass and Bite is just doing basically armchairing.
And
Found a little gap there.
Roller Stomper goes, oh, there's a gap, I'm going.
Yeah, she took full advantage
And
of
she
that
just
little.
shot through, yeah.
I mean, I didn't actually even see a gap, but somehow she found it. Takes on the apex.
That one we call the flying leap into the ground.
That makes sense because she flew and leapt. On a one skate on the inside. No, not quite
Trap
there for
penalty there
Alice
for
Affliction.
both jammers, so this is going to
Oh,
be a
it's-
real hustle back.
Yeah, I think Alice Affliction has just realised that Roller
she's up and
Stomper
off.
was coming in as well.
So this is going to be a 2-minute jam, which is always fun to watch.
Yeah, not for jammers. They
Not for
come
jammers.
off absolutely heaving it. It's going to be a battle of the yes.
Oh, and Roller Stomper just stumbles out the front there.
Found a little spot. Alcatraz, a usual shake of the head as she comes off, not believing that she's done anything wrong at all.
And Blockadale Dundee just trying to get in there for some offense, but Adelaide's doing a great job at rotating around in their
And
tripod.
just as good at the back here is Mo Money. Just absolutely creating nothing.
And Roller Stomper has stashed the penny. Victoria Bitter does have it now.
Sass and Bite's taken over those duties of keeping back what she thinks is the
and
jammer.
Good star pass there from the Adelaides because they did not see Victoria Bitter come through. But Alex Affliction is out. Oh, it's a very split pack.
Did she get there in time?
And she got
Victoria
1
Bitter,
point.
she grabs 1 point there.
Good work,
Sunstate, she did a good job. Sunstate, they back it up with 2.
Yep. So 158 Swarm, 89 Adelaides. It's anyone's game.
It is, and Spinach and Mad Squirrels Mills, they have had a great battle so far this.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of jammer on jammer action when those two come out.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, and some great
Whoa, and Mad
body
Squirrels
hooking
Mills
from
just
Lady
takes the
Vengeance.
outside.
That was textbook nooking there from Lady Vengeance.
No, what? Textbook nooking?
Yep, it's a thing.
Hang on.
Oh, and Mad Squirrels Mills just glides through on one skate.
And meanwhile, Spinach is taking a little sit down in the naughty bin, giving Mad Squirrels Mills the opportunity for a power jam, ladies and gentlemen.
Adelaide's block is holding back Veruca Salt at the back. I got it right that time.
Yeah, well pronounced. I like that.
Thank you.
Mad Squirrels Mills, she's just racking up really important points. But meanwhile, there is a non-stop train load of Adelaide blockers heading to the box, which is not going to do any favours for Mad Squirrels Mills in trying to find some spots to sneak through.
And Spinach is back on the track with a 4-pack advantage against 2 Adelaide's blockers.
Blue Renegade does her best to get Spinach on the inside. Unfortunately, not enough.
Spinach is strong. Mad Squirrels is looking around. Should she call it? And she called it. Oh.
There's a lot of arms and pointing going on.
And she called it just not in time, with Sun State picking up 3 points with the 2 ghost points in the bin.
And just like that, the Adelaides have hit their 3-figure total with 102 on the board against a Swarm 161.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Bit of a in we go. I can see the Adelaide's captain.
On a last-second
ankle
timeout there.
grinder. She was on the inside of the track. A timeout called. Timeouts are a great opportunity for skaters to catch their breath, recompose themselves.
Maybe dance a little bit.
Yeah,
Shake off some nerves.
That would be great if there was some music. That
If there was music.
Doesn't appear as though anyone's hit the play button up on the live commentator desk.
The score's keeping pretty tight considering the last few times the Adelaides have been up against Sun State.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
usually sort of a 300 to, sub 100 score.
It's a great start to the weekend for both teams, I reckon. It's a tough gig for both of them.
Yeah, when you put it that way, this is game 1 of a billionty.
Yeah.
For these teams anyway. We've already had a game here at the Great Southern Slam this morning.
Who's already had one?
People that aren't these teams. Various teams, other teams. Come on, you commentated one. You should know at least 2.
Yep. There have been people playing roller derby. Yes.
Yes, see, we agree.
My
And
apologies.
that
I made some kind of assumption that you were referring to one of these 2 teams.
Sorry, my bad.
No, it's not your bad. It's my bad.
All right,
Let's argue over whose bad it is.
Our bads cancel each other out to make good.
Yeah, 2 bads make a good.
Maths, education, here from Adelaide Roller Derby.
So we've gone from a timeout to now some kind of...
it's an officials timeout?
Officials timeout, I believe, yeah. A little discussion going on from the inside line.
Not much singing happening from the usually very loud Adelaide's cheer squad. I'm going to have to go poke them after this.
I beg your pardon?
Jab them, nudge them, slap them.
And here we go. We've got 2 Adelaide blockers. They are standing ready to get out amongst it.
Oh.
First in is Lady Vengeance. And with some kind of ease, with a whole pack of blockers.
Amazing work there with the
roller stomper. Harry Smiles both getting amongst it.
Harry Smiles getting caught up by former teammates Alcatraz and Crusher Ramon.
Quick little hell. Maiden Hell did a fantastic little job there just to send the Adelaide's jammer to the sideline and force the call off early. As we start to creep up with Bobby Dazzler taking a usual position up at the very back of this jammer line with Alice Affliction.
As both packs come back, the Adelaides at a front line.
And hitting it with force and velocity is Bobby Dazzler. Meanwhile, the Adelaide's blockers doing the same to Alice Affliction.
The Adelaides do have a blocker in the pack, so they're doing well to hold up Alice Affliction, but at the expense of Bobby Dazzler being stuck at the back.
SX doing a fantastic job of keeping Bobby Dazzler at bay, but unfortunately, she did too good a job and is now taking a little sit down in the penalty box.
I feel like you've got the blocker curse. Whenever you mention them, it's, oh, they're doing a great thing. That means that they go to the box.
Yeah, thanks so much for pointing that out to the viewers.
You were a past ref, so I guess, I don't know, does that mean something?
That means absolutely jack all, except that I should know more rules than I actually do.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Blocklow Dundee, she takes a little sit down for being a little bit naughty out there in the middle. Bobby Dazzler, she's battling it out there with Alcatraz trying to give her a little hand. The inside line works for her. Gets through with the 4 points.
As SX comes back on the track. Alice Affliction still being held up at the back there. Does a cheeky call off before Bobby Dazzler can get any more points.
That was a good jam for the Adelaides. Just reeling that score in jam by jam.
And Blue Renegade just getting called a forearms penalty right at the last second there. So it's a 3-3 pack out there.
You have Harry Smiles and Trinket taking up the jam duties here. Basically a little ringer rosy by the blockers here. Both getting caught up at the back of the jam line. Trinket getting recycled a little bit further back. Harry Smiles doing her very best up against Crusher Ramon, Alcatraz and Ankle Grinder. That is a battle, folks. Oh, my Lord. Doing such a great job, both teams, in keeping jammers at bay. These blockers, holy smokes, are just working their absolute gutses out to keep everyone in check. Finally, Sun State jammer Harry Smiles finds an opportunity to get out. Same with Trinket.
Trinket not too far behind. Oh, and Blue Renegade just takes out Harry Smiles on the inside of the apex there, which we can't really so you can see.
Trinket hits that pack. Did she get there in enough time? Yes! She picks up 1 point. Same with Harry Smiles.
Even Stevens.
That was a tough job for those jammers. Wow.
Snake eyes, if they were points on a dice.
Oh, yeah, I see where you went there. I had no idea what kind of amphibian kind of reference you were alluding to, but I get it.
You got there in the end?
Yep.
All right, full pack. Roller Stomper and Spinach. Oh, and a lovely little pirouette in there.
Knocked out by Mosquito.
Mow down.
That is what we call a mow down. Recycled all the way back. Meanwhile, Roller Stomper doing her very best at the front of the pack with Indigo Fury. She gets around to take lead jammer status, whilst Indigo Fury has a little sit down. Maybe that Fury was a little bit too much.
Because you said her name. Oh,
and on her toe stops, mohawking on the inside line.
Very impressive footwork there.
Seeing what Spinach might do here as Roller Stomper approaches the back of that pack, because Spinach is lead jammer. She lets it go the distance.
Keeping it going. There was a multiplayer block call in there somewhere.
And they are racking up here. A lot of action on the other side of the track, proving quite difficult for us to see what is going on. But I can see
Spinach just getting around Lady Vengeance.
Spinach had a look in towards her jam ref, and he gives her a little nod to say, "You're okay. You're still going good."
Roller Stumper not too far behind, but really sucking in the air.
Yeah, she looks like she
is a tough
is
jam.
sucking in the big ones, and with a little hallelujah, the jam is called off. And looks like there's been some kind of uniform mishap. Someone's missing something. Raced
Equipment
over.
malfunction, perhaps a knee pad cap.
It could be a cap of a knee. It could be. Yes, that's what it looks like. Not sure who it belongs to. We'll work that out a bit later. Alice Affliction, meanwhile, taking the line.
Up against Mad Squeals Wheels. Mad Squeals Mills. I'll get it right one day, Millie.
She is an absolute powerhouse for the Adelaides in this bout. And Alice Affliction with those 4 metre long legs, just like anyone else, that is an absolute feat to get over that apex, but she just casually tiptoes over.
And Mad Squeals Mills coming through for another 4 points.
Recycled to the back by Alcatraz, who's going to take her on one-on-one. Adelaide pack, Victoria Bitter, IV, and Alcatraz are just absolutely working Alice Affliction to no business. Meanwhile, Mad Squeals is having such a great time. She's giving the Adelaide crowd a little thumbs up. Wow.
Oh, as
someone hits
Alice
the
just
deck.
takes out Victoria Bitter.
And down goes...
and Crusher says, no, you can't do that.
Crusher Ramon says, you put one of us down, we'll put one of you down. And bang. Down goes Spinach. Both teams regather themselves on the other side of the track on corner 2. Alice Affliction.
Mad Squeals Mills is lead, and she's keeping this jam going, but is going to wait those few more seconds while someone is in the penalty box.
She does.
No, she's going to keep it going.
I
think the game here is to clear the penalty box. We got Victoria Bitter, who is the pivot for the Adelaides, taking a naughty seat.
Trying to make it worthwhile. She needs to get some valuable points here by keeping this jam going. Now says she's had enough. Good little jam there for the Adelaides.
And Mad Squeals Mills just saying, I couldn't keep that one going. I had to call it. And at the end of the day, if you can't do it, you got to call it.
Yep, and also at the end of the day, we all go to bed.
Because at the end of the day, you know, like, always reminds me of the Spice Girls movie. Random fact.
Yeah, they were absolutely robbed of an Academy Award, I believe, that Spice Girl movie.
Because at the end of the day, you know, we got Bobby Dazzler here up against Harry Smiles. Victoria Bitter returning from the penalty box to get in on that smoochy pack. Oh, and Bobby just takes it on the outside with a quick feet. And she takes the lead. Harry Styles still stuck on turn 1.
And Bobby Dazzler just goes straight into Indigo Fury, who sits down as a result.
Oh, and SX
picks up the power jam, 5 points.
I don't think it's a power jam, but she got 5 points.
Well, Harry Smiles still held up in that pack, I believe. Meanwhile, Bobby Dazzler's just taking this on with just booming it in, madly tapping her hip. She wants to cool it off before Harry Smiles can jag a point. She successfully does it.
So a 7-0 jam there from the Adelaides.
A quick score check have us the SSRG swarm at 181, and the Adelaides are just raking these points back in at 144.
They are closing the gap.
It is getting very close.
37 points.
And a timeout called by SSRG. I think everyone's just going to take a collective deep breath in.
Yeah,
and go. See, that's how it sounds.
Oh, thank you for the lesson. Let me try.
That was so sexy.
I was really hoping you weren't going to say that. All right, thanks for that lesson, Fingerprints.
Moving on from our breathing lesson. So tell me what you're seeing out there at the moment. Gilly, you're an ex-skater. As someone that's taken the position of a jammer and a blocker, I believe you have some really valuable inside information. Let's give it to me right now.
You would think so. I'm just thinking about Sun State, who have about 11, I think, on track. So they're using this timeout to really suck it in as the breathing. They're going pretty hard, but I don't know. I feel like it's very good from both teams.
There you have it, folks, from the ex-skating expert. I think everyone's doing really good.
Everyone's heaps good. Keep it up, guys. Give me about an hour and I'll have something really interesting to say.
No, hey, I think the physics, that was great early on. Yeah.
The breathing.
We're back into it, folks, and Spinach takes lead jam on this very important back end of the second period. Trinket finds her way through the pack as well. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. She took the inside, collectively grabs her nose to indicate to the refs that she might have copped a high one. No whistles forthcoming. Maybe there was.
Rattling Bones sent to the penalty box.
Not sure, but Harry Smiles comes out. No,
it is Spinach.
Oh, damn it. Now you've got me on this disease.
I think that's part of their swarm strategy, is that they all kind of look the same.
Then they go with a side ponytail.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I like the side ponytail.
You sure do. You're rocking it. Might just get Gilly confused with the other two side ponytail jammers out there at some stage.
I can't even see Trinket in there in this monster packs.
Wow, it looks as though that was a well-timed timeout, because Spinach looks as though she has got the hands on the haunches going, holy smokes, pack, please slow down for me. Hits the pack. Crusher Ramon just says, have a little sit down here.
Oh, that was like deja vu just then. Spinach trying to take Trinket out on the inside as she comes through. But instead, having a little fall over.
Both packs look as though that they are absolutely spent.
Alcatraz just spotting that skater coming back from the penalty box, ready for some O, so that was some good shutdown.
Both packs are doing a fantastic job of recycling the jammers back beyond where they originally started. And just like that, both jammers would be absolutely stoked to hear those 4 quick whistles, because they are feeling it by this time of the bout.
Absolutely. Oh, we're almost at the end.
We have 6 minutes 44 to go. 156 to 197. Looks like we have a full pack of skaters ready to get out there. Alice Affliction and Mad Squills Mills will have the jammer duties. Well, I saw blockers out there, and Alice Affliction, unopposed almost, just busts through that pack to get lead jam status. Mad Squills Mills, she's scrambling to try and find a spot.
Side to side,
she's from the outside to the inside to the outside to the inside.
Oh, I like that call.
And that's where it finishes, folks.
Right. Mad Squills Mills maybe had a hit to the face or the head there, just going back and rethinking it through. As she made it through that tripod, but then tripped up on the down skater. As Alice Affliction makes it through for a 5-point pass.
Mad Squills Mills, she gets out of the pack on initial pass, whilst a little bit of miscommunication there by the Adelaide's pack gives Alice Affliction a clear line straight through the inside.
Sun State doing a great job of offense there, just sort of crowding the Adelaide's pack so they couldn't reach the jammer.
Mad Squills Mills was able to still pick up 2 valuable points there before the cool-off had been successfully done. With 5 minutes and change left, we have Bobby Dazzler, who you just know is just going to hit that pack with force straight into maiden hell.
Up against Harry Smiles.
Didn't even flinch. And Harry Smiles on the toe stops from the outside line gets that lead jam status. She gives herself a little self-clap of applause, saying, you know, I got this done.
Bobby being held up at the pack still, at the back.
Mo Money is just absolutely working Bobby Dazzler to basically armchair status. She's got those hips back, sitting down on her, basically saying, you need to get past me if you're going to get any kind of chance of getting through this pack.
She has stashed the panty and the pivot. Victoria Bitter has come back. Oh, no, she's back to defence.
No,
So,
well, if she's got the
missed her chance
panties,
there
she's
for the
forgotten
pass.
about it, because Harry Smiles
And
has been giving her forearms.
so power jam now for the Adelaides.
They need to take advantage of this situation with their opposition jammer sitting down. They need to get away to get through, and just like that, Victoria Bitter, she may have had that panty stash the whole
She's
time.
away.
Holy smokes, I don't know when she got it, whether she got it, you know, about a minute ago or about 10 seconds ago.
Sneaky, sneaky. Nice work.
She is getting the job done, that's for sure.
Oh, and she
She's
bounces
made her way through for a 5-point pass.
The Adelaides just breaking up the Sun State pack there, keeping them separated. I think that's the way to play this, is keep them separated.
There's that expert opinion from jammer and blocker extraordinaire, Gilly.
Thank you, former referee, for
Oh,
all
yeah,
your official
bang.
skills.
Got that one.
And VB just nicely tiptoes on the inside.
Picks up another 5 for the Adelaides.
Woo-woo.
Harry Smiles getting dealt an absolute rough hand by Blue Renegade. She is like a pest in those packs. And Harry Smiles is not happy with what's going on out there. She is giving a very detailed instruction to her benching staff, who just meander into the referees to relay that information from Harry Smiles.
And we have something being called now, perhaps. I didn't see the official review signal go up.
I
It
think
might
it's an
just be
official
a
timeout. I
Right.
think that's what we're going with here.
Interesting.
Did have a member of the Sun State coaching staff still on track. I'm not really sure what's going on. But the show must go on, and Sun State are switching out their packs. And the Adelaides are just going to mix up their jammers. Mad Squills Mills now taking on duties with Spinach. Refucius is he's out there trying to work out and oppose everyone. And just like that, Sun State, they changed their pack
And
up
they've
again.
Changed it up again. Okay, I feel like that was a tactic.
You think that's a tactic?
Interesting.
And
swap
just
again.
like that, we're gonna. What this is?
Okay.
This is absolutely.
I think I've heard of this before. Where
What do
they
you
put
mean?
All their skaters on, confuse the Adelaides, freak everyone out,
Oh,
and then at 5 seconds they get rid of half the pack.
absolute chaos.
It's still.
This is something I've not seen before.
Oh, and
It
those-
looks like almost a team meeting happening in the middle. And if I was an Adelaide, I'd be propping myself right in the middle of it, saying,
That's
you
a
want to
good
have a little
idea.
chat? You can chat around me.
And there are definitely far too many Sunskate girls on the track, so
And even bench staff out on track as well. It's
it's a track party.
this is something that might be employed by other teams over the weekend. I'm not sure. I like this tactic, though. Gives us a lot of an opportunity just to reel off names, and we know that they're going to be on the track.
Yep, that's a good call. There's
5 seconds. Everyone's still out there. 5
Alright,
second
5
call.
seconds out, and what a surprise. 4 of the skaters returned to the track. That was
I like that little technique. Let's call it
Yeah.
silly bugger technique.
that definitely is silly buggers.
Uh-huh.
All right, Sun State, silly
It
buggers.
worked a treat, though, because Spinach has just got the lead jam position. Mosquito goes in a bit low by the sounds. Was there a whistle? And nope. Yes. Not Mosquito, but Mad Squirrels Mills takes a little sit down.
Bobby Dazzler
Wow.
is the jammer for this jam. Just come back on the track with a stash panty.
She's back on track and takes it straight up to the blocking crew of the State Swarm.
And Spinach coming around.
They have absolutely
Again, just
monstered her into that tripod. She's got no way of getting through there by my accounts. Meanwhile, the cardiovascular backup of Spinach is just on display here. She has just been an absolute phenom out there with her fitness ability.
Cardiovascular backup. Is that a medical term, doctor? Because I like it. And she's looking over at her bench crew, waiting for the last second to call it off.
I believe I've already explained to you that I have no tertiary studies background. However, I will claim to be some form of expert in the world of cardiovascular.
What a magical world it is. And now we have an actual official review being called from...
Actual officials.
Actual officials. I think the Adelaide... Oh, no, Sunstate are calling an official review here.
Let's Honest Dave. Let's see if he's named by nature and is going to go out there and give us some kind of honest opinion of what he saw. It looks like the ref, they want to be as far away from these skaters as possible by the looks.
Yeah.
They are
Let's
just
hide
setting
over
themselves
here.
up basically in the crowd.
Well, it's a great spot to be in the crowd
Hey,
here
yeah.
on this beautiful Adelaide morning.
And the crowd, they always are willing to give their opinions. Who knows? They might have seen something that they want to pass on to the amazing Zebra crew.
I feel like Derby fans are far more respectful of zebras, of ref crews, than in other sports. Would you say?
You could be exactly correct there. However, as an ex-referee, I can 100% back you up on that.
Oh, good, good.
However, there are some certain sections of our community that like to let the referees know when they may have missed something. You know what I'm saying?
And we are completely missing this official review, but I know that Sunstate did not.
I had totally forgotten
that one.
that we were so self-absorbed in our own storytelling, which was absolute bollocks at best, that we're not sure what that was all about.
I can tell you that Sunstate have lost their official review, and that is probably the best you're going to get out of me. And there is less than a minute to go. 229 to Swarm, 168 Adelaides. It's anyone's game.
It is still...
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, the edge of the seat that I want to be on is this padded one right here. It is amazing compared to those crappy green plastic ones that if you're sitting on them for an entire TGSS weekend, you may have some kind of piles action at the end of it, speaking from a medical background that I have.
Do you know, if you want to avoid those medical issues, you could purchase a TGSS bum box.
Yeah, that's the segue I was exactly hoping for. Wow, and just some kind of,
roller stomper just flying through the pack to get...
She kind of like clambered over someone's back to get around the inside of that.
She did real good.
Yeah.
But now Sunstate have a power jam, and it is Alice Affliction with her tremendously long legs just getting through with lead.
She looks over at her bench crew that just say, keep going, will you? Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I got this.
She's got about 3 strides of those legs to actually get around the track.
She's got phenomenal footwork.
And sporting the side ponytail as well. I think I'm getting figuring that this must be some kind of Sunstate thing. Whoa!
Wow.
And she just, on a pirouette, just with absolute ease, makes it look so
but
simple.
Roller Stomper just comes through and takes out, I can't see who it is, but she just pops someone to the ground and skates through as Alice
Little
pulls
tap in
it
the
off.
hips. Looks over, shrugs her shoulders and says, I reckon I've done a great job. And Alice Affliction, I agree with you.
Excellent
You have done a great job.
I would agree with you, Fingers. Alice, you've done a great job.
We'll wait for the rolling whistle for the referees to make it official, but at this unofficial start. There it is!
There it is.
We officially have the end of this bout with the Adelaides on 168.
And Swarm on 243.
That's a great victory for the South Sun State ladies. They have done a fantastic job. And on behalf of myself, the Fingerprints, and my offside of the Eagle, better known as Gilly, we will sign off. And thank you for listening in on our mediocre coverage.
Thanks for listening, and again, we apologise for everything.
Any complaints, you can email them to the TGSS complaints page, which hopefully does not exist.
I think actually head to Sun State Facebook page where you complain about us officially.
Thank you. Thanks, folks. We'll be speaking with you at some other stage. And if you see our names on the Boutcasting arena, feel free to tune out anytime. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.